Today we're checking out the Irish song for Eurovision 2025. It's Lottie singing Rúin. We're going to check out the music video and see how this could do in Tbilisi. So let's kiki. Hi, my name is Tom. I'm an Irish Eurovision analyst and you can find all of this stuff on my Eurovision channel. So a huge bunch of Eurovision songs have just been released. I'll try and work my way through all of them. This, I believe, is my 5th reaction that I've done so far. Just before we start the video, I'm going to speak a little bit about Irish. I'll leave a timestamp down below if you want to skip straight to my reaction of the song. But just to talk a little bit about the Irish language, because a lot of people in Europe and outside Europe don't seem to understand too much about it. And as an Irish person myself, I can maybe give you a little bit more history and perspective on what is the role of Irish currently in our society and why has it reached that spot. Irish used to be the language that everyone spoke in Irish, but basically were colonized from the 12th century onwards. The main focal point of that was in the 16th and 17th century when there were 4 main plantations. These were settlers coming over from England and Scotland to colonize Ireland. So the demise of the Irish language is actually pretty long and complicated, but one of the main reasons was because of that. And then from the 18th century onward, there were a lot of social, political reasons, mainly that if you wanted to work your way up in Irish society, you needed to speak English if you wanted an education or to get any position of power. So it was a gradual thing. It was also accelerated a lot by the Great Famine in the 1840s and 50s, which totally decimated Ireland's population, disproportionately so the remaining Irish speakers. Many of them went to America, and the ones who stayed in Ireland, a lot of them died from hunger. I think this is one of the reasons in particular why Ireland is so pro-Palestine. We have so many things in common in terms of being colonized and having experienced famine. Yeah, so there's lots of different factors over many centuries that cause this, but essentially the current situation is there are pockets in Ireland where people do speak Irish on a day-to-day basis. They're called Gaeltachts. Irish is one of the 2 official languages of Ireland, English and Irish. But the majority of people speak English. I grew up in an English-speaking household. The majority of people in Dublin do as well. We do learn Irish in school. I learned it from the age of 6 right up until the end of secondary school. I don't think it's taught particularly well. It's not really useful. I remember when I was younger, we all used to resent it. It was really difficult, but we weren't able to use it in any way. It didn't have any practical use in every day, because in every day we all spoke English. Again, those specific regions of Ireland called Gaeltachts, you can speak Irish on a daily basis. It's a really beautiful language. It's Celtic. It has no connection to English whatsoever. It does not sound like English at all. It doesn't sound like it phonetically. The grammar is completely different. It's a Celtic language. The similar languages are Manx, Breton, other Celtic languages. There's also Scots Gaelic as well, which I can literally read and understand. They're very similar. We learn it in school, but even my Irish is not that good. I would love it to have a revival, but I think strategically, if the Irish government wants that, they need to make it more useful. I wonder, could there be a role for technology in the future to help the revival of the language? But at this point in time, pretty much everyone in Irish speaks English. Yeah, things don't look great for the Irish language. So I welcome the fact that TG Cahir trying to promote it by being in Eurovision. I think that's a really cool way to engage more young people with the Irish language. But yeah, being blunt, it's in a rocky spot. Okay, a little bit about the song before we go in. This is going to be sung by Lottie O'Driscoll-Murray. I believe that she was a runner-up in the national selection last year. So she came back again to compete this year and won. The song is called Rúin, which I believe means secret. And it's written by Ian James White, Jenny Ní Russell, Nikki Brennan, and then also Rob O'Connor. So no Niall Mooney here. Niall Mooney is one of the main songwriters for Ireland who's not written every entry, but most entries, who I met actually at Eurosong 2024, the year that Bambi won. We do tend to go for ballads. I'm guessing we're getting another ballad today. Let's check it out. This is Lottie O'Driscoll-Murray, Wanna Know My Secret Bang. I think she's saying, I will tell you a secret. Black and white. Ooh, okay. Some beautiful Irish countryside. Very pretty ballad with a piano accompaniment. Very beautiful vocals here, and it sounds easy for her to sing. She looks comfortable. I think being on the selection show 2 years, she's going to feel confident. Okay, a little bit of a long build up. Get a little bit more energy. And a nice instrumental coming in. That's a banjo, I think. So a metaphor here of climbing a mountain. Could they have that on the LEDs? She's doing a great job so far though. Feels comfortably in her range as well. It does have an Irish feel to it, definitely. Oh, it's raining. Well, like she's in Ireland, it's gonna rain, so she's got her jacket on. Solace shout out. Oh, she looked in pain there. She catch her hand or something. It's quite standard construction of a ballad. So I think she's going to go into a big ending now with some big notes. Okay, let's hit some big notes. Lovely. Now she can hit those notes, the jury's going to love that. I think she's in the Sugarloaf. In Wicklow, maybe? Oh, she's got a flare. She's not stuck. No, she's just celebrating with a flare at the top. Okay, really nice. Very pretty, very Irish sounding. That's a very like typical Irish ballad. She sang that really well. I think there's definitely scope for her to show off her vocals on stage. I feel like she's going to be confident because Ireland has this national final. I think she came second or maybe joint runner-up last year. So she would have been through 4 or 5 shows. She clearly had a positive experience because she wanted to come back again next year and she's won. So she's had lots of time now in front of a camera being on stage. So I feel like she's going to be really confident and just being able to enjoy the process when she goes to Tbilisi. I feel like confidence on stage, hitting those big notes is really going to help her out. It's another ballad for Ireland. We do send a lot of ballads to Junior Eurovision, and to be honest, other than Solace, there hasn't been a gigantic amount of success. Before we talk about how this could do, let's have a little look at Ireland in Junior Eurovision. So of the 39 countries who've ever competed, we're ranked 35th in terms of average results. We're 16th out of the 18 countries who are competing this year. So as much as people tend to say that they would love TG Ceathair to take over from RTE in terms of selecting our song, TG Ceathair haven't really had huge amounts of success yet. If you look at these results, you can see in 22 we came 4th with Solace, 10th in 2016 with Burka Air Burka. So only 2 top 10 finishes in 9 appearances and only 1 time in the top 5. So I love that TG Ceathair are in the contest, but they haven't really had mad success yet. They do default to ballads a lot of the time, but they've been able to be successful with Scylla. So hopefully they'll be able to have the same magic. I don't know if this melody is as strong as on Solace. Definitely there's it's got a really nice feel to it. From what I've heard, there's lots of ballads this year. I've only heard 5 songs so far, so I can't judge yet. But if there are a lot of ballads, I do think it's really important to stand out in some way. So the visual is going to have to look super different. You know, if Lottie has a really confident performance on stage, that can help differentiate her as well. And I do think she's going to be wonderful on stage. But yes, I do feel like this is a slightly difficult task. Having said that, last year Enya Cox-Dempsey had Lekela, which I thought was a wonderful song, really fun and bouncy. And that was kind of more upbeat. And then, you know, she came 15th. Having a slightly different sounding song isn't necessarily guarantee you're going to do well. I have to admit, I would like TG Ceathair to get a bit more success in Junior Eurovision, because I feel like if they do, then they could be a little bit more of a rival or competition for RT. So in case you don't know, TG Ceathair is a public broadcaster and is eligible to pick for Adult Eurovision or represent Ireland in Adult Eurovision. But at this point in time, Ireland has the contract or the first dibs. So yeah, I think if TG Ceathair were more successful or could even win Junior Eurovision, that would put a little bit more pressure on RT, because people might start saying, RT, you aren't successful, you don't care enough, you don't invest enough and have enough success. Maybe the public will say, let's give TG Ceathair a try. But I don't think that there's an argument for that until TG Ceathair are regularly doing very well. So this is a good opportunity for them to show this off. I think the song is really solid, very pretty. I don't think it's obviously why we're a contender, but I think that if it did have magical staging, that could elevate it. I think of Malta last year, I didn't feel like that song was particularly incredible. but Malta did a wonderful staging with that. It looked absolutely gorgeous, and I feel like they really earned that. I think he came 5th or 6th. Yeah, he came 5th. I feel that was very much a result that the Malta delegation kind of earned. So this could be an opportunity for TG4 to do the same. Either way, it's a really beautiful way to show off, let people know that the language exists, because I think a lot of people don't really understand what's going on with Irish. You know, how often is it used? What is the language? What are its roots? So I really love that TG4 is doing this, but I really would love it if they could just have a little bit more success. Because I do feel like if you do have a great result, especially if we could win, that would really, really put Irish on the map and let people know if there was a winning Irish language song. Either way, I'm very confident that Lottie's going to have a really, really great performance, and I wish her well into Tbilisi, and also wish the Irish delegation from TG4 well as well. I spoke to them briefly when I was in Nice. Okay, so that's what I thought about Lottie singing Rúin. What did you think? Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. No new donations on PayPal or Buy Me Coffee, but if you want to support the channel, I'll leave a QR code for here and a link in the description. And of course, thank you to all my wonderful patrons and YouTube members from all around the world for supporting the channel, particularly in the off season. I hope to see you in another Junior Eurovision video very soon. Goodbye.